Flash, Sun,
and the trainer with cancer.
You shall not pass! What are we going to do today, Mr. Frodo? Well, Sam, we're going to throw this dreaded ring into the fires of Mount Doom. Hey everyone, welcome to MrG TV. If you know nothing else about me, please know that one of my favorite books, one of my favorite movies, is The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. I love the story. I love the action. I love the messages and the meaning. I love the characters. It's incredible. It's incredible. If you've never seen the films, go watch the films. If you've never read the books, well, I can see maybe why they're not for everybody. They're incredible, though. It's wonderful. And that is where our clip is going to come from today. Now, I'm not going to tell you everything about The Lord of the Rings if you've never seen it in order to understand this clip, but I do want you to understand a couple things. Now, there is a ring. This ring represents a lot of things, but one of the things that it represents is an immense burden that the main character that we're going to see in this clip, his name is Frodo. The ring represents this immense burden that he has been tasked with, that he has to go on a quest with to destroy. And only he can do it. However, just because he's alone in having to hold this burden doesn't mean he has to shoulder the burden alone. And so that's where this beautiful story takes place. We have the Fellowship of the Ring come together, where humans and elves and dwarves and hobbits come together to help him on this quest. And a wizard named Gandalf, which we are going to see very briefly in this clip. So at this point in the film, toward the end of the first part, the Fellowship of the Ring, Frodo's completely overwhelmed. He's scared and he's realizing this is not going to be an easy task at all. He never really thought it was going to be an easy task, but the weight of it, the reality of it, sets in and he's feeling completely discouraged and overwhelmed and filled with dread and fear. It's important to remember that in this moment, he feels alone, even when he's not. As you watch, pay attention to not only what Gandalf says, but also the role that he plays for Frodo. Notice how Gandalf responds not by taking away the burden, but by helping Frodo see it differently. Let's roll the clip.
I wish the ring had never come to me. I wish none of this had happened.
So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All you have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to you.
No, Sam.
Go back, Sam! I'm going to Mordor alone.
Of course you are! And I'm coming with you!
You can't swim! Sam! Sam! I made a promise, Mr. Frodo. A promise. Don't you leave him, Samwise Gamgee. And I don't mean to. I don't mean to.
Oh, Sam.
Come on.
Oh my gosh, I just love this movie so much. I hope you enjoyed that clip, even if you were like, I've never seen this movie, I don't even know what's going on in this scene. I hope the message resonated with you. There's a moment in this scene where Frodo finally says what he's thinking. I wish none of this had happened. My friends, that is not weakness. That's honesty. Frodo is frustrated. He's scared. He's tired. And Gandalf doesn't dismiss that. Again, Gandalf is that wizard. He doesn't tell Frodo to stop complaining, to toughen up. He acknowledges that the situation is hard and even unfair. But then Gandalf says something very important. He shifts the focus not to what Frodo can't control, but what he can control. He tells Frodo that many people wish they could choose different circumstances. But that isn't the real question. The real question is, what are we going to do with the time that is given to us? That line matters because it reframes the whole problem. Frodo can't undo what has happened to him. He can't make the ring disappear. He can, however, make himself disappear with the ring's power, but that's another story. But he can decide how he responds to this situation. And here's the part that often gets overlooked. Frodo doesn't walk this path alone at all. Gandalf is there to offer wisdom and perspective when Frodo feels completely overwhelmed. And later, Samwise is there to offer loyalty, encouragement, and constant support, especially when Frodo feels like he can't go. The journey still belongs to Frodo. The responsibility is still his, but the support around him makes the journey possible. And that matters for you and me, all of us as well. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to feel confident on every single step along the path, along the way. You just need to keep moving forward, one decision at a time, with the time that you've been given. I love you, my friends. And remember, even on days, and maybe today's one of those days, even on days when it doesn't feel like it, everything's going to be okay. Take care.